Hey everybody, Tom Linfesti with NC Planning, and with me I've got Lauren Maxey and Michael Berger. Just wanted to reach out. We know that right now a lot of you have questions, you have concerns, whether you're business owners, whether you're employees, whether you're just people with family members, you're trying to homeschool the kids, you're trying to stay healthy yourself. We're dealing with, of course, a lot of questions from clients. We're working hard to get back to them, provide good advice, dust off those disaster plans off the shelf and really, put them into, testing phase. And we just thought it'd be a good resource to kind of hop on this call with the three of us and see if we can provide what we're hearing from clients, whether they're business owners or they are just individuals dealing with estate matters, health matters, taking care of loved ones, and seeing if we can provide kind of a daily update of the resources, the tools that are available out there, the changes in law, because that's actually happening very quickly as well. And so this is kind of something we will try to do as long as it seems like it's needed, or as long as we seem like it's a good resource to provide. But with that, I would like to turn over to Lauren, and Lauren's going to give a quick update just on our current office protocol, and then talk a little bit about what she's hearing on the estate side of things, the elder law side of things with clients these days, and what may be able to help. Lauren?
Sure thing. So as many of you know, we've limited a little bit of our in-office availability. Now that reason is twofold. One, we want to take care of our team, make sure no one's being unnecessarily exposed, but also taking care of our clients and our community. Unfortunately, many of our clients are in high-risk categories, so we want to continue to offer availability in a protective way. So we've moved all of our consults to calls and video conferences. Right now, limited availability for signing. Fortunately, that is still very busy for us, but limiting that to mostly Mondays and Fridays available. But call our office, check in. We're happy to work with you, either signing in office or signing remotely, whatever clients are more comfortable with. The important thing is keeping availability to keeping these matters moving forward, because it is so important to have a plan in place and feel comfortable with that. So just call our team, happy to check in, make sure we're able to get stuff done for you. On the elder law estate planning front, the main item I wanted to check in with everyone first. You may have seen it, but the Wake County Commissioners yesterday released some new regulations. So I wanted to touch on that, just make sure everyone's aware. There's some less impactful for some, but things like gyms and nail salons and hair salons are all closed. So working out at home, getting out in the community, that is until April 30th. The main item that is impacting a lot of our clients directly is they've also limited nursing home visitation. So they're now strictly limiting one visitor per day, and those visitors are being screened. And if you've got a fever, if you've got a cough, they're checking you as you are going into the community itself, and you're not allowed in if you're exhibiting any symptoms. Of course, end-of-life situations for the resident, there are exceptions, but otherwise one visitor per day. We're actually working with an elder law client right now that's trying to move facilities for Medicaid application and going into skilled nursing. And so that also is a little bit tricky right now. Certain facilities are not accepting admissions from other communities. So being as proactive as possible, if a move, because this individual care need has increased, if a move is needed, being as proactive as possible, because there are likely wait periods and kind of incubation periods where they're basically siloing these new residents away from everything and they're limiting community interaction as a whole. So just something to talk with. It's so important to think about different ways of keeping in touch with our loved ones that are in these communities. And that's something we'll address in the future, but things like how to have a video chat and set that up for loved ones. So we'll be walking through that on future calls as well. But that's the biggest thing that's happened most recently, is the limitation on nursing home availability for visitations there.
Well, that's great. I appreciate it, Lauren. And I know, a lot of this is, of course, crisis planning of what we're trying to do and trying to help with. A lot of it is just minimizing, the concerns and fears. And again, we can hopefully help navigate some of that. Changes every day, but I think we've got a lot of tools and resources to at least be able to help. Mike, to that point, I know you're dealing more on the business owner side. Businesses are fully in crisis mode as well. Can you share kind of what clients are going through on that front, and just potentially some conversations, some advice, some knowledge that you're able to share of how to navigate?
Yeah, it's a challenging time, I think, for more and more business owners every day, from internal management, how we manage our teams, to external, how we deal with clients, customers, vendors, and potential, opportunities like acquisition deals or sales. I'm seeing a little bit of a repetition of closure, of separating with employees, so that everyone can have the ability to make claim for unemployment now, while it's a relatively relaxed standard, and the unemployment website and Department of Labor are being relatively easygoing with it. The repeated concern is, how do I get my people back, right, after we've separated? And the best advice that I have there is really, stay in touch with the folks, have the positive message at the outset when you are separating, that we are all in this all together, and we're going to clear the storm. And once the dust settles, we will kind of come back together and try to reassemble the pieces. That being said, there are other business opportunities still moving forward. I have a number of clients that I've spoken to over the past couple of days, and I have a couple more calls this afternoon on different acquisition or sale deals that are still moving forward. Some of that's being impacted by the debt market and the shifting in credit availability. Some of that is being impacted, for instance, in the dental space, just based on the fact that dental practices by and large are not open. If you haven't seen that already, there was a position from the ADA as well as the North Carolina Dental Board about the closure of dental practices a few days ago, about a week ago, I guess now. And as we're experiencing Wake County with this sort of non-essential businesses being closed and new ones being added to the list every day, essentially, other than for emergency services, which I'm told is really to do with something like a swelling or a bleeding or something where a dental patient is in an emergency need. Other than that, dental offices really aren't seeing patients, and the dentists are relatively limited to what they can do with treatment via prescription. If they have to pick up a hand tool, basically it's not going to be something they're going to be able to do. So we're seeing a complete shutdown there, and a lot of questions and concerns about how we work with our staff, how we work with our team to separate for the short term, and then reevaluate as we continue to move forward, with hopefully bringing folks back once the dust settles. So,
and Mike, to that point, to separation of employees, closure, I know something that you and the team are really looking at is the federal stimulus and resource that are kind of have come out, and then again some evolution to that. Hopefully, some clarity today or tomorrow, if Congress kind of passes. So hopefully, we can provide even more of an update tomorrow on what is going to be available out there to business owners. But it definitely seems like through SBA and other funding, the government's trying to put together a package that will help. There's already some, limited items that are out there already. So, hopefully some help's on the way for a lot of these businesses. And again, I think, you know, practical advice, navigating, you know, how to separate, how to make sure that, you know, we do kind of come through this and can pull back together in the next few weeks or next months or anything else is greatly appreciated. Well, again, we just wanted to reach out, provide this. We'll do it daily, you know, as long as it kind of makes sense. If you have any questions, always feel free to call us. We're really operating on kind of a we're here to help basis. So as far as, you know, consultations, otherwise, you know, give us a call. We'll try to help. There's really no commitment, no obligations. But again, from that, we know everybody's going through a lot. We know the landscape is changing daily. And we know there's a lot of uncertainty of when will we get back to normalcy. So hopefully we'll get there soon enough. But until that point, hopefully these little points help and the daily ones that will bring you along the way. So thanks, everybody. Thanks, Mike and Lauren. We'll check in with you guys tomorrow.